Well, hello lovely humans and welcome back to my channel. In this week's video, we are talking about how I'm giving away $1,000. Yep, $1,000. Can you believe that we've made it to the point where I'm actually even able to fiscally do something like this? Holy smokes, you guys. We have hit 100,000 subscribers here on this channel. I've been intending to do a giveaway for a while now and it is finally here. So before we get into the meat and potatoes of today's video, which is how to plan the perfect wedding with 6 to 8 months left, we're gonna go ahead and devote a little bit of time to the giveaway. But if this is after November 1st, 2021, I'm gonna put a little timestamp here so you can skip on ahead. You don't have to sit in this with the rest of us because the time has passed. As a way to give back to you guys, the community, we have organized a giveaway with 3 winners, 2 runner-ups and 1 grand prize winner. Each of those 3 winners will get unlimited access to the master plan throughout the entirety of their engagement. And 1 lucky grand prize winner will receive $1,000. And that is open to anyone, anywhere. You do not have to be in the United States to claim any of those prizes. However, I want to do a little bit extra. So a couple months ago, I asked you guys in the community tab over here on YouTube, what are some small businesses that we can support and highlight? And I am so thrilled to share 5 of them, 5 with you today that will also be prizes for all 3, but only if they live in the US because shipping be crazy to other countries, okay? And I will go into more detail of all of these items in depth over on Instagram. I'll do a dedicated IGTV for all of these items, but just as a quick little overview, we've got necklaces from Roots and Roadmaps. We've got literally the most precious hairpins I've ever seen from JK Braids and Bridal. We've got the most adorable, look at these cookies. Hold on. Look at these cookies. From Carriage House Cookies, you're not gonna get mine. You'll get sent your own. We've got gorgeous earrings from Jade Oi. Every time I wear these pearl drop earrings, everyone asks about them. It's from this company. So she is offering a pair of earrings to all 3 of the winners as well. And then we are partnering with The Motion Books, which is actually a video book, like a physical book that holds a video in it. This thing is so cool because you can actually physically take the book and put it on your coffee table. So it's not off on a computer somewhere, but anytime you want to walk down memory lane for your wedding day, it's right there for you. And as a part of our 100K giveaway, we are announcing our rebrand to officially becoming Wolfer & Company. You'll find our brand new website listed down below, which is where you will need to go sign up for this giveaway. All you gotta do is enter your email address. That's it. No following, no liking, no commenting, no sharing. Just go to the link listed down below, sign up with your email address, and enter to win. You have until November 1st. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about our new website. Indulge me, go over there, do a little perusing, read a couple of the blogs, leave a couple comments, let me know what you guys think, because our goal is to become a wedding industry collective where we can support you guys in a whole myriad of ways, not just these videos. So, now that I've rambled for, oh my goodness, 7 minutes, good luck cutting that down, Jamie. Let's go ahead and dive into the meat and potatoes of today's video. And again, as a reminder, this timeline is from the master plan. So if you think that this one PDF out of all of the PDFs that we have on there, if you think that this one PDF is good, you're going to think the rest of the master plan is absolutely insane. You definitely need to check it out. It's $29 a month. You can sign up for 1 month. You can sign up for 12 months, however long you need to have access to this. This is just a tiny little snippet of what the entire wedding planning course offers. So if you are stumbling through wedding planning, if you're feeling stressed out, if you don't know when you're supposed to be getting things done and you're generally feeling disorganized or unsupported, or like you just need someone to walk you through this, check out the master plan, all right? The last time we did this video is 12 months out, so we covered 12 to 10 months out. In this week's video, we're covering 8 to 6 months out. Again, I would recommend if you have not seen that first video, I'm gonna link it right here, go check that out first. That is step 1. You don't enter in at this point and just get going, all right? Like you already have some things planned. I'm assuming you have some things planned if you're following the proper order here. So we are going to jump in at the 8-month mark. You are also going to want to make sure you have the free downloadable timeline. I think I'll have it right up here, also down below, to follow along at home. Honestly, go download this, opt in, check your spam folder. If you don't see it within a handful of minutes, it'll be there. That's what we're going off of this whole time. And as a quick recap, we have on the columns, we've got the amount of time left, we've got details that we should be working on, things we should be researching, and things we should be booking. Yeah. And what you're gonna see is over the progression of time is what you're researching in one time section, you are booking in the next with really, really great pacing. And just remember that with these time frames, we've got a whole chunk at 8 months and then the next chunk is at 6 months. You have 2 whole months to get everything completed on this list if you're going off of a 12-month time frame. If you're going off of a time frame that's shorter than that, you probably don't need 2 months to plan this anyways. This is why I love good pacing, because it makes you feel like you can handle anything because you're not doing too much at once. So even if you're cutting this time in half, you still have plenty of time to get all this done. So 8 months out, of course, referring to my timeline, still I'm memorized. Because you went dress shopping in the last time frame, now's the time when you're going to want to order your dress. Especially with things that are going on with shipping delays, you need to have a very generous cushion to get your dress in hand. You want to make sure that you have it in hand. You can start alterations so it'll be ready to fit your body on your wedding day. We just want to be prepared for any sort of shipping delays here. So make sure you have that ordered 10 months out. You're also going to want to finalize your guest list during this time. If you are sending out save the dates, you're going to be sending those out at the 6-month mark. So you need your guest list finalized at the 8-month mark in case there's any sort of last minute adjustments or it takes you a couple weeks to finalize it. So you have your whole list ready to go to send out save the dates. And by finalized, I do also mean have your addresses and or email addresses if you're doing digital invites instead, ready to go. So when it's time to send save the dates, you just send them. You're not chasing down those last minute people, although you probably will be anyways, but want to be as organized as possible by the time we get there. 8 months out would also be the time frame that you would want to be doing your engagement photo shoot. Again, generally speaking, no panic here if you're doing it closer to your wedding. NBD, all right? But we kind of want to get your engagement photos back before your save the dates so you can use those, or you have the option of using those on the save the dates. You don't need to do it that way, but if you want to, they obviously need to be taken, edited, and returned to you before you send those out. And you're probably going to be using those photos on your wedding website, which is the next thing on the list, but we'll get to that in a second. So you're going to want those back so you can wear on your wedding website. All of this is just like gravy. It's not necessary. I mean, I do think you should do an engagement photo shoot, but if you are using those photos in any other capacity, you need those done about 6 months in advance-ish, or whenever you send out save the dates or have your website go live. So we're planning ahead. Next thing on the list is to hone in the wedding website. Again, save the dates are about to come out. We're getting everything prepared right now for these save the dates to go out. If you're not doing them, this is less essential. You will need to have these ready still about 3 or 4 months in advance. So you can scoot that down your timeline if you don't feel like you want to handle that now, or you can tackle it ahead of time and get something done before it's due. I made it sound like homework. It kind of feels like homework sometimes, but it's working ahead is not a bad thing. So by honing the wedding website, that's when we're doing stuff like, if you want your love story to be on there, if you want your wedding party bios to be on there, you can have that too. That's also why we research guest accommodations in the last section of time, because that is what you will be putting on your website. If people are looking for a room block, they will find it on your website. Or if you have suggestions, they will find it there too. Next detail, you will need to order your save the dates. Sometime between the 8 and 7 month mark, you need to have them ordered. If you want to wait till you get your engagement photos back, perfectly fine. They're really easy to put together and then have sent to you. You just need to have them in hand ready to go at the 6 month mark. Although no one's really going to care if it's like 5 months or 7 months. Just general range. The next one on the list is style third round. That is very specific to the master plan. We actually have a whole lesson on how to design your wedding only using Pinterest. So for those of you that are like, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to describe this, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, this is not my gift, this is not my thing, I will walk you through how to design your wedding using a completely free app, which is a game changer for people who don't like design or are struggling through that. So that one's specific to that, but basically we're honing in further. Check out the master plan for more on that one. You will also need to start researching wedding party attire. In the most traditional circumstance with groomsmen and bridesmaids, we are looking at most of the suits being rented and most of the dresses being purchased. You want to have plenty of time to look into different styles for different bodies and make sure you are finding something that works well with all of your attendants and with your color pattern. We are not buying anything yet necessarily unless you're really gung-ho about it. You just need to have a vision of what you'd like to do moving forward. And if you want a very killer deal on some suit rentals, check this out. Can't publicly share it specifically, but I can share it once you go here. Now let's move on over to the next column for research. The first one is stationery and or stationery designer. I did a poll recently over on Instagram. I've released the results here. And I found it absolutely fascinating that like 90-something% of you are not hiring a calligrapher. You're going to go with a pre-done invitation. But this is the time that you will need to be researching that. We're getting that ready either for save the dates or for your invitations, which will be coming out a little bit later. Next up would be rentals. What are you renting? What does the venue provide? What do you need to get for yourself? Now, rental companies tend to be pretty, especially the just standard ones, they're no nonsense. They're very easy. They either have the product or they don't have the product. A lot of you probably aren't going to be going into a showroom to pick out napkins, to pick out utensils. Most of you are just going to be going for the absolute basics. It's a very simple phone call. I have a wedding of this many. I need this many chairs, this many tables, this many linens. I have a whole video on everything you need to know about rentals. I'm going to go link that right up here. Check that out. If anything that I just said felt stressful, go check that out, all right? It's really not bad, I promise. And that's if they are not already included in your venue. In addition to that, we are going to be looking into alcohol and or bartenders. Do you have to have licensed bartenders? If so, what's that going to cost? Are we doing a full bar? Are we doing beer and wine only with a signature cocktail? What are we doing with the booze situation? Who's serving it? Do you have to have liquor liability insurance? We're just really kind of diving into the space of like, what do we need to be doing in the alcohol sphere? Because we've already sussed out and determined what we're doing with catering. Let's move on to this next. And this would also be the time to research your officiant. Many of you will probably already have someone in mind at this point. So you may not need to research, but if you are booking a professional officiant, this is the time frame that we're gonna start looking for them. Now, if you remember from the last video, what we were researching was the florist, the DJ, guest accommodations, and wedding websites. Well, obviously, we've already talked about honing in the wedding website. We talked about guest accommodations to put onto there, so we knew that this part was coming, but this is also when you will be booking that florist that you spent a couple weeks looking for. You will be booking that DJ that you spent a couple weeks looking for. Now's the time frame to lock them in. Again, gentle reminder, scoot things around if you need to. We're just basing off of a parameter here, and then you can feel free to salt to taste, all right? In the last time frame, we had a menu tasting. You've had a couple months to kind of look around, figure out what caterer works best for you. Now's the time to go ahead and lock them in. And then lastly, to book your guest accommodations if you are doing hotel blocks. Again, not a huge fan of hotel blocks unless you absolutely have to. And if you are going to do one, see if you can do a courtesy block instead. Moving down to the next time bracket would be 6 months out. This is where details start to get a little bit heavier, but breathe with me. It's totally fine. We have 2 months to pull this off. 2 whole months, okay? That's like one thing a week. First item on the detail list is to register for gifts and put them on your website. You likely have a wedding shower coming up where people are going to start shopping for your event and sending your gift to your home or what have you. Have that ready. Now, if you don't want to do a registry or you want to do a honey fund instead, that's fine. Just get that ready now, or don't if you're not doing. You'll also need to put your guest accommodations on the website. This is where you'll send out save the dates, but you already knew that because I spent the last 15 minutes explaining why that would be important, right? Right. You'll see style 4th round, which again makes absolutely no sense to anyone outside the master plan, but basically I think at this point, what is it? We've honed it in, we've organized, we're sharing with vendors. I think we're sharing with vendors. This is when you will likely be meeting with your florist. Check with them though and their schedule because you'll find something that works well with everyone. But you'll start having your design discussions around this time too, which is why that would be the opportunity and the time frame when you want to have your Pinterest board ready to share with them. See what I'm doing here? Like making sure you have stuff ready before you even need it ready. It's almost like I've done this before or something. Next detail would be your first dress fitting. And your seamstress or tailor might look at this and be like, you're crazy. You're not doing your first dress fitting with me until way closer to your event. However, you need to try it on the second you get it. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. You need to try your dress on or outfit on if it's been ordered. You need to try your dress or your outfit on the second you receive it. Maybe not the second, but as close to receiving it as possible. You don't want to let it go sit in the closet for 3 months only to find out they sent the wrong color or the wrong size. Try it on ASAP. Next detail up. This one's actually kind of fun. Start your song list. Sometimes songs can feel like a really exciting thing for people, and sometimes it can feel really stressful. So regardless of where you fall on that, you'll probably want to start thinking through, if you're doing a first dance, or what song do you want your processional to be, or your recessional to be. And if you're having problems kind of figuring that out, definitely come join our Facebook group where we have regular conversations about helping people figure out what good songs would be to walk in and walk out to. Because those, again, can be pretty stressful, which is why we're starting them 6 months out. Next detail is settle on invitation wording and printing avenue. If you're going with a company like Minted, that's going to be pretty straightforward. They're going to print it for you. Wording's probably already done. This is more if you are using a calligrapher and or you need to figure out how to honor those who are paying. We're not going to dive into that in this video. That's all that detail means. And now we order the wedding party attire. You've had 2 months to look. It should be pretty good. Let's get that ordering process started. Not everyone is going to do it in a timely manner. We're all different personalities. We all have different lifestyles and different things happening. So it will be a process to get everybody to order their outfits. So we want to make sure we're starting that in advance. Most suit rental companies will say that you need to have them ordered 4 months in advance. So if we start ordering them 6 months in advance, that gives us 2 months to politely hound them to please order their suits. And if you're working with, obviously my personal favorite is Generation Tux. And you don't actually even need to enter in your measurements, which is nuts. Like, we did a whole video on it for my brother's wedding, and we laughed over the little avatar trying to figure out my husband's sizing, and his suit fit perfectly, so that was awesome. And then, if this is applicable, you would finalize your menu selection. Now let's scooch on over to the research category. First up, we have dessert. If it's not included with your caterer and or your venue. Next to that would be your honeymoon, if you are choosing to take one, and third would be hair and makeup. Real quick, the first time I did a planning timeline video like this, there was a bunch of makeup artists who were like, I get booked a year in advance, or I need way more time, or I guess you're sharing that we're a low priority since you said to move things around according to priority. My cousin is actually a makeup artist. She's been here on this channel before, and I was like, hey, did I totally just shun the entire wedding makeup community? And she's like, no, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. I've had someone book me 18 months in advance and then 2 days in advance. So move this where you see fit. If hair and makeup is really high on your list, you already have it done. You're not waiting till 6 months out. You don't need me to tell you that. This is for those who have it as a lower priority but still want it to get done. You need to give yourself 6 months to find the right person. And then booking, we are booking all the things that we researched in the last category, which is stationery design and or designer, any rentals, efficient, and bartending plan and or company, whatever we're doing there. This has been a lengthy video. There's a lot that we packed into this one, so hopefully you guys found it super helpful. If you did, jump on down there, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to enter the giveaway. You can go to wolferandco.com/giveaway. I'll link it down below. Come check out our new website. Enter to win $1,000. No, just $1,000 to help you out with your wedding or whatever you want to. I don't know. Just I'm so excited that this is going to help somebody out. And while you're there, check out the rest of the website because it is such a dream. If you need more support, check out the master plan. So that's what we have for this week's video, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more tips and tricks for the modern day bride. And until next week, bye, guys.